Hi, welcome. If it's your intent to actually build an Arch ISO and like Carli, something similar that you say, I'm gonna build it from scratch and give it to users, then of course you need to read up. Calamares is our installer. I've just made a video how to create the latest version based on the code that's online, 3.2.24. We're already 69 commits behind, means let's call it 69 improvements, right? That's new code that will be in the 3.2.25. Reading up is done here. Follow the link and start reading from here till here till here till here and so on. Lots of pages. Of course, the last change interests you, and then you click on read more and you keep reading and try to understand what it all means, what it all says. Okay. Now I've just made the Calamares installer. We split the configurations from the installer itself. So the application and the configuration are split, which means that we can keep on using the config as long, of course, the Calamares lets me. So if there is a version 25 and there is no error, everything is fine, that's great. I don't need to change the configuration. But maybe 3.3 will have variables and changes that will conflict with the config. Then I need to change the configuration. How do you do that? Well, the thing is, we are now version 3.2.24. Either you download it or you git clone it, right? Because we need it. We need to see what's in there. Show in folder, let's do that. And then right mouse click and then extract here. This is Calamares. And what interests us is the source and the modules. That's what's interesting for us. The more things you change, the more work you have. It's always like that, right? So in Carli, we have the Carli Calamares configuration, etc. So this reflects the structure on your computer. In your file system, you have an etc. Okay, so you're going to put in the folder etc, folder Calamares with branding, with default and changes. You can do all kinds of changes. But the modules are important. init.cpo.conf. Did we change anything? Anything strange or something like that? So is this guy still similar to this guy? Super F5, right? File comparison. Gonna use my second screen to put this guy in the first one and that one in the second one. So you drag and drop. Drag here, drop there. This guy, the right side is downloaded. Okay, so usually you do it the other way around. So the left guy is the one that's for me, Carli. So anything from right to left is important. The only difference here is the kernel, the Linux and Linux kernel. So mine is okay. We have a Linux kernel, sudo pacman -s Linux. You'll see. Unpack fs. Unpack fs. That's this guy and this guy. Again, same thing. Gonna use my second screen. This guy is gonna go in here. Well, actually, no, I need to do it another screen. I'm dragging this one here and I'm dragging that one there. Okay. And that's what we have as difference. We have, these are just examples. So examples, so this is the real thing. Basically nothing to change, but it's important, right? You should check, is there something to change? Now the settings.conf, let's put it to Perl because all that white thing, this matters. All the white things matters and all the rest do not matter. Anything there? Is that different maybe? Now this settings.conf is a little bit higher up. Is a little bit higher up, is still a little bit higher up. This guy. So Super F5, I've closed it. Again, file comparison. This one here, that one there. In ArcoLinux we have so many things to compare. So that's the download. So basically dummy Python Qt has been replaced by Node SQML. So done, it's here. We're not using it, it's a hashtag. Dummy Python Qt is out. No problem with it. It was hashtagged out, so nothing strange with it. We're not doing an init-ram file system in hours. And that's it. Okay, so basically, but you should do the exercise. There's no difference. Let's combine it with some more things. Let's combine it with what we have in ArcoLinux these days is we can have a choice to install more software. So what if you wanted to give a similar choice to the users? Well, they have to read the code like I did and figure it out. It was called, is still called netinstall, I believe. Let me look. Netinstall YAML. All right, so this is it. We need to have a particular module, and a module comes with a configuration and a module file. Anything that you like in Calamares. Well, let's start again. Anything you put in settings.conf, that's here white, will be used. If you don't change anything, it's gonna use the standard text from Calamares, the standard modules of Calamares. Okay, it's gonna use this thing. Now, you want to tweak things, you want to make it your own, right? So you need to tell the system, sorry, but I have my own configuration file. And that's what basically we've done here. I have my own configuration files. etc calamares modules. Init CPO is my thing and unpack a file system is my thing. Don't use the standard thing. So I'm going to do exactly the same here. I'm going to say, well, let's keep one copy over here. I'm going to say, this is the netinstall conf, but I also need the netinstall YAML. Okay, both of them are needed. And now we're going to read. Is there a README? Yes, there is a README. All of the actual documentation of netinstall module has been moved to netinstall config file. Okay, but unless you read it, you don't know it. I knew it was going to say that. But every module has its own thing, right? You need to check every element, whether you want to change it or not, right? You're only gonna look at it like this one. This is a new one. We could check out, what is this? Can be used to display a QML file as an installer step. I'm gonna read this because this is new. Release notes. Okay. So netinstall conf and netinstall YAML. Let's open it up. Atom is going on. When it takes a while, it's Atom that's loading up. Not Sublime Text. Come on, move your ass. Oh, 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 oh. It's already there. I just need to scroll down. Remember, if you scroll on the bar up here, you can scroll it up and you don't see it, of course. It's there. So, go and have a look. Netinstall module allows distribution maintainers to minimal ISOs with only basic set of reinstall. And you start reading, and you start reading, and you start reading. Now, the settings is anything that is colorful, not gray or black, whatever you like to call it. Groups URL is local, required is false. Labels, sidebar selection, groups, default, shells, we can install kernels, we can install kernel bits. So this is just an example. We definitely need to read what to do. And the other one is also an example, the netinstall YAML thing. It's coming for an example actually from Chakra, right? Which is also a Plasma delivery system. But in here, it's going to deliver everything, like base, everything is in here. It's going to be critical. No, it's not critical. It's selected. Yes, so all these guys are selected. And it's hidden. You don't see it actually. You don't know. But if it's in here, it means it's going to be downloaded. So your download is going to take a while. So choices, always choices. Now, let's scroll through things. And as a special case, settings string local means that the data is obtained from this config file under the key groups. Required false. Let me check and go over the details we have on ArcoLinux so I don't make mistakes and have to redo the video. Don't like redos. Alright, I went to have a look and you can actually follow along up here. This is the URL that is retrieved to get the netinstall groups and packages data and so on. We have the group URL here. And the main thing is that you need to write it with file and so on. So let's take this guy, Control C. So that's just help. Groups URL, Control V, overwrite it with file. And this, of course, from here on, it's wrong. It's going to be super wrong. What is the URL? It's going to be etc calamares modules and then netinstall in conf. So netinstall YAML, that's good. But from here on, it's etc share, no, etc calamares, that's still correct. etc calamares modules. Don't forget the word modules, it all matters. So you're going to say to the system, if you're going to install, or going to find the list is here, etc Calamares modules netinstall YAML. There can't be any typo. Save. Required is false, read it, and it means that it's not going to work. Means the install cannot proceed. If you say required is true, it means Calamares just stops and it breaks. So required false sounds like a good idea. We can change some names. Sidebar package selection. You can change names if you're a Dutch speaking guy. Nederlands is pakketkeuze and title is office, and we can change some things here. But then of course it's office, right? It's meant to be well, to give you LibreOffice or OpenOffice or anything like that. WP Office, OpenOffice, and the other one, anyway, Office applications. So the label, do you want to see the label there? Yes, no, entirely up to you. But package selection is still very random. And if I am Dutch speaking, it will say pakketkeuze, which is also still very random. But this is already talking about office supplies or office suits. Netinstall conf, save. Now this is new. This group is hidden. This group is hidden, so the name and so on, default group, page, etc. Shells are here. All right, so I've learned something, and that's why we're making these videos. I want to learn. And that's the fact that Adrian has thought about making this local file. So remember that we've added this thing. It says groups URL local. We can actually still do that, I think. Control Z, Control Z. Groups URL local. So that's a new option for people. We can't use it for ArcoLinux because we have too much to install. We have so many windows. But this guy is in this idea, if you do it local, It says somewhere down here. Where did I read it? So guys, read. Here it is. If and only if groups URL is set to literal string local, groups data is read from this file. The value of groups must be a list, and then it starts explaining what it all is. So go and have a look what this means. But basically for me, this can go. I don't need this. I don't want this either. So all of this needs to go. That's an example, and that's still an example, and that's still an example, and here it is. Here it ends. So groups, save. My elements, my choices are coming from a particular file, and I want to have more files like the browsers, Office suites, the terminals, the file managers. That's what we've done in ArcoLinux, right? Having more choices. Every window is actually a separate configuration. But let's do one at a time, right? So the netinstall conf, we see here it's going to go to netinstall YAML. Fine, and that's here. This contains a lot of things that I don't want, I don't need. Now, the explanation was in the other one, so that's good that you go and read that one. I'm gonna see if I can get rid of all this. Don't need to read all that. Taken from ArcoLinux up here. So, explanation, example, don't need examples. Name is default, no, name is browsers. Let's do something with it. Description, it's browsers. Hidden, true, no, don't hide it, I want to see it. Selected, well, yeah, we could select it in advance, but why push it onto the user, right? Selected false, you select it if you want it. Critical, if it's true, it's not can't be installed, it breaks things. Expanded is also an interesting one. Expanded, true. And then we're going to install Firefox. Vivaldi won't do. Chrome will do. Let's take a look. Yay, browsers. So we have. That's it? Okay, let's do Control C without an S. Browser. Chromium, we have it. Epiphany, Falcon, okay, Falcon, I agree. Conquer, Okay, let's take Falcon again. So Falcon as well. There is no Brave and all that because that's coming from AWAR. Now all the rest I'm deleting. So I give the user the choice to install browsers. We're gonna see it. It's not gonna be selected. It's if there's a problem, don't stop it. And expand it, it's gonna be open. And we're gonna see these guys can be selected. If there are other things you can do, you read them here. So name, descriptions, all that. So hidden, if true, do not show the group and so on. Selected, if true. Critical, if true. Immutable. Expanded, I've done that one. Subgroups, post install, pre-install. Okay, that's what I want to have. Save. Now, still not finished. You would think it's okay now, it's done. We need to add something in the settings.conf, and it's normally explained up here. YAML list of maps of string key value pairs, instances, ID, own cloud, module, web view, own cloud. There's an example of a YAML thing that we've not done yet. Again, let me check again into the code and that we don't make any mistakes. To make things a little bit more clear, because we're going to use otherwise the same name over and over again, I'm gonna change the names. This is my setup for the browser. So netinstall browsers and netinstall browsers YAML. Okay, so we know we have unique names. It's to avoid confusion actually. So netinstall browsers YAML. Okay, then we go and open up this guy, the settings.conf. It's already here. Settings.conf. It says here that we need to have the idea. So this line, I believe that one, and that one need to be opened up. But it's not ownCloud, it's called browsers. And it's not this, this is actually a module. We've seen the folders, right? It's the module netinstall that we want to have. And this is not a file either. We've renamed it to, I believe it was netinstall browsers. And save. Let's have a look. So netinstall browsers, everything should be correct. So the ID is browsers. We're gonna use a module, which is a part of Calamares, and the configuration for that module is gonna be there. Okay, but it's not loaded up in here. So before the installation, that's here. Here you start installing. This is our user interface, show to the user. Now you decide welcome, locale, keyboard, partition, users. Are you going to put it in here after users? Or are you going to put it before the partitioning? Or you put it wherever you want to put it, right? But it needs to be in here somewhere. Now we have to tell them, okay, we have this particular thing called netinstall browsers. So let's tell them that we have here netinstall and we have an instance called browsers. Save. And we'll see if we made any typos or anything like it. So we are asking netinstall browsers to kick in. ID is browsers, modulus netinstall, netinstall browsers.conf. So we navigate to this guy. That's going to open up with Atom, Sublime Text. We have just the line in here. We need to tell them that it's we changed the name to netinstall browsers just in the nick of time. So here is your information, and that's good. And what we've done is just say, get me, oh my god, what's this? Did I just lose my browsers? It's all gone, the work we've done. Did we not save it? Too bad. Again, out of here. So it was Falcon as the last one, I think I remember, Falcon. And then Firefox was actually the first one. Chromium. Firefox, this time I'm gonna Control S already. Default browsers. The description. Browsers. Select it. We're not gonna push it to people. You select what you want. Expand it. Open it up. True. So hidden true, hidden false. Want to see it. Select it, false, critical false, expanded true, save, and all this can go as well. Nah. Had to redo that. I hate that. Anyway, that's done. So that's our analysis. New Calamares, checking of files, branding. Maybe we could take a look at the branding or anything like it, or the style sheet, the show QML. These are just languages. Ah, yeah, true. There is a default. We should maybe check if there are more languages. So the branding, default, languages. I don't know if there are more of them, but we could check on the level of default, right? So super F5, directory comparison. this one here, that one there, and see if there are more languages, for instance. Did I do it correctly? Let's try again. So this is one from downloads, this is from us. Compare. And the banner PNG normal. Branding description will be different as well. What is this? Kind of sidebar panel on the left, widget non-QML. So more things have changed, more explanation have been added. Okay, you read the text, sidebar widgets. Let's put it there. We've changed the names. The version needs to be changed as well, but that's later. So all texts, squidpin PNG. Okay. So all the rest is okay. Product logo, product wallpaper. Those are not essential things. Branding description, fine. So a little bit more text, that's it. So more explanations, more explanations, more explanations. All text, nothing new here. It's all text and references. Let's get you in here. That one out. Welcome module, nothing changed. All text, all text. License module. So more information for people to use the style sheet QS, which is good. We'll need to figure it out as well in due time. So that's all that. If you want to see less of these differences, you have to add more of this stuff. That's one line less. Doesn't affect us one bit because it has an hashtag. The icon comes first before the other one. Voila. Gone. Some text, some text. Donate URL, fine. With a hashtag. That's our name, our version, and so on. We're not gonna change those. And off we go. So, view, refresh. The only thing that's different is the banner PNG, which I can't open. Gonna be strange signs if you do. And that's it. We are good to go. Video is 30 minutes long. Okay. We need to push this to the internet. So that's the first thing. This is my backup. Git is pushing it to the internet, which let's put the reference of Calamares in there. Comparison. And even the branding, the modules, and we've done a net install if it works. If we did not make any typos, that's gonna work. I do tend to make typos. All right, that's pushing, that's not building. If I want to build this particular package, Carli package build, Carli Calamares config, package build. This is the month of, well, in my eyes, June already. So when we release an ArcoLinux in mid-May and it has 20.5, after that release, I'm already counting in the June numbering. So the 6th. Calamares for Carli. All the rest will probably be good. What is all that? Those are variables we are likely to use at some point in time. They're not used. It's just destination 1. That's easy for future use. Save. Let's build it. Because I need to build a new ISO. I want to know what's going on, right? Oh, make package. What happened? I made a package that's going to be called Carli Calamares config. That's going to be having a writing in the /etc, Calamares is going to put settings.conf in here. It will have the browsers, netinstall browsers in here with instances. And it's going to go for modules, going to find the netinstall browsers, the netinstall browsers YAML, and let's hope everything works. That's nicely packaged into this guy. Control X. This guy needs to be on the repo, Carli repo, x64, Control V. And this one is the old one, that's the new one with the update repo that's now in the Git. That's gonna be good. New Calamares config. And indeed, delete mode 20.3-8 and 20.6-1 is in. So what we've done now, we have a new Calamares with a new Calamares config, and that's ready to be tested. Now on the other side, I'm gonna stop the video here because we've concluded another part, right? Calamares config, but maybe we can add some more things before we build an actual ISO. So that's for next video.